It's July 13th, 2022. Um, and I'm watching Eyewitness News at 7. So now it's the 20th century. This is what the energy crisis to me outside looks like. Um, and environmental concerns. And the TV, I mentioned earlier today, I was I don't know, I just had it on my brain this morning and some kind of whatever about star charting and trying to look for the one star, like MVP, like celebrity sport person, only one I've ever been able to like figure out, and that's been pointed out to me, was born or delivered in 1977. So, and I was delivered exactly a year after, although the Wednesday and the Thursday is different. But then I had a very special birth back on his very special Wednesday and the birthday in a totally different year for like extremely rare star charting of utmost important cosmic things. I don't know why it was on the brain today. It was something about just, I have to find answers for Alexander. I know things happen in my life. I don't know why. I don't have access to answers. I know others do. I just don't know what they organize themselves or call themselves. And from this lack of knowledge, lack of network, lack of ability to figure out who these people are, I'm listening to the Eyewitness News program, Channel 7, and Bill Ritter's talking about 1977, a blackout. Now, Linda had a miscarriage, I think 77. I didn't come till a year after. She has like no memory, no recall of this event happening. There's nothing significant for her. But she also doesn't have access to her memories. So her personal memories in leading up to my life, like, it's hit or miss. But I'm watching, as somebody else documented in 1977, prior to the turn of the calendar for me and my special star chart, whatever, it says 1977, there was a blackout, which was interesting because I don't know. This is particular just to New York. I don't know what was going on around the world, and it doesn't say. It just for Alexander and myself, for me to leave him accurate documentation for his part of the cosmic journey, and for him having someone in the universe that shares not only the word day of Wednesday, but also the calendar day, and the only differential being in time and space for anchor points is their year, their linear year. It's just like just a fact that in 1977, somewhere around July 13th, 14th, they had a huge blackout. They blamed it on a heat wave. But again, in 1977, in my level of humans or whatever, wherever they were being kept or housed, they did not have like radioscopic, whatever. They were just physical realm. They weren't microscopic realm of knowing about nanophytes and bacteria, microbacterias, or microns or anything nano. They didn't know about cosmic things. Like Lewis wasn't studying astrology and all this other stuff. They weren't studying animals in like zoology. Um, and whatever it was that he was doing or trying to do in order to just be a person in New York, this is what it looked like on their news stations. I guess unless you have somebody working at a level inside government, alerting you or being part of a bigger group, like there's no way to know if who was responsible for knocking out the electrical grid on like a computer format, um, in like the time of 19th century, 7 decades, 7 year in this New York area. Like my parents did not have access, but neither of them were doctors either. Um, they were simple. They were high school graduates, um, working on whatever they were working on, just trying to whatever. Um, but I know this fact is important because there are people who were working in radio, broadcast. They had access to computers, timing schedules, higher level of authority within government and within area, whatever, um, that's still being withheld from my person. And again, I don't know why. So there it says 1977.
Or controversy for a community that doesn't need anymore. Now, speaking of.
And now in this picture, this background is I think they call it a blue screen. I'm just learning some of these things from Lewis. It's more of this digital package, again, with radiological things being of utmost concern. I don't know when they made from being in a physical studio with it built and knowing they're in a physical space. I don't know when they changed it out. So, I mean, like he could be in his living room right now with a screen behind him and I'd have no idea. I don't know when they lost that look of a news desk to know that they were actually present in the studio.
A controversy. 45 years ago today, New York City plunged into darkness and chaos. The blackout of 1977 started on July 13th, left the city without power for 25 hours. Can you imagine? In summer, the outages sparked pandemonium, looting, arson, thousands of arrests. By the way, you can watch original Eyewitness News coverage of that night in our news vault at ABC 7 NY and on all of our streaming apps. It's an amazing piece of news coverage. Can you imagine, Lee, in this heat, no air conditioning, and all the chaos that ensued?
Well, and you think this is heat. So that was the first day of a 9-day heat wave. And it was actually one of the cooler parts of it. So we're fortunate we got the power back at that time. It was 93 on the 13th, 92 on the 14th. A 9-day heat wave that actually ended with 3 out of 4 days over 100.
Oh.
So an incredible stretch. And 1977 July wasn't even one of the hottest Julys. Pretty unbelievable. So we haven't really seen anything like that. We've had this exposure this year to fronts coming down from Canada every so often. So every time heat tends to build, we get some relief. Now the relief.
Now he's dressed in what I would call in my life frame. I think Superman came out somewhere around 78. Is when Clark Kent hit the movie screen in New York. I think somebody said in the local area he remembers going to the movie theater in Bayside in 78 when Superman was coming out. I think I mentioned that on a video last year. And so, my Superman reference that gave me the piggyback didn't have glasses like that. When he met me, he had glasses like this. But he's just got that Clark Kent, like the glasses with the suit, look at the moment for like a urban tie-in of like urban legend of this area. That's some kind of social construct of things in the media as anchors of reality when trying to speak in some form of cross communication plan. Um, I was thinking of the possibilities of what taco could actually stand for. In Atlantic communications operations, since that's where I am, or American communication operations, or command operations, I'm not sure which one. And then I'm thinking telecommunications. Then I was also thinking another piece of information for Alexander. There used to be one telephone company. Something happened with Sherman Antitrust Act. They broke apart what they call the baby bells. They made multiple baby bells. And that was part of the demise, I feel. A huge problem in the making of keeping radiological safety at number one priority and keeping the North Americans safe. And cohesive. But I learned that working inside of one of the facilities, I had to do research for somebody else who was wealthy on a fiche machine. And I had never heard of these baby bells. And then I had to get an education from one of the people inside New York that there was a telephone company and it went public. And it was like Atlantic Bell, I think, is what they used to call it. And then it split up into baby companies. And then there were reverse mergers. There was like a whole lot of expansion and whatever. But I know that that fact is hugely significant in the grander schematic of things and with what's going on right now. I also saw where President Biden went today to pay respects. Don't know what that's about. But it seems hugely significant. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.